Good morning everybody, welcome back to another video. What a week this week has been. If you're tuning into YouTube on this Sunday morning, then I can guarantee you pretty much every single British YouTuber will be talking about the weather. And I know it's annoying, but I just have to mention I can't go on with this video and not talk about how warm this week has been. I had lots of plans to get paint colours for the kitchen, paint it, I wanted to touch up some paint in the bedroom, lots of things that I wanted to do this week, but in total transparency, it has been too hot. It's been around 30, I think it went up to 36 on the hottest day, which if you've ever been to the UK during a heat wave of that magnitude, it just doesn't feel right. It's just not the same kind of heat when you're in the UK as to when you're abroad. So it makes things quite uncomfortable in the UK, especially as you don't have aircon in all the buildings. If you try and get on public transport, then gosh help you, because our public transport in London especially is not made for the heat. I remember when I used to get the tube into work, I used to go on the Central line and the Victoria line, and both of those are quite literally saunas. The amount of humidity inside them, there's no aircon, there's hundreds if not thousands of people getting on the tubes every other minute. It's just too much. So London is not the nicest place to be when you have to work and commute in, but luckily I work from home now, so it's a bit easier for me. However, it's meant that I haven't been able to do some of the things that I wanted to do, as I mentioned in last week's video. But it has given us some time to think about the house and paint colour choices and little things that we need to be doing before we get on to the next stage. And I think we've come to the realization that we want a colour consultation. Obviously, I'm not an interior designer. I'm not an expert. I just document our life. And part of that is renovating houses. We renovated our previous house in East London, and now we're doing this one. And I think sometimes interior designer and quote unquote content creator sort of become conflated. And I know interior designers hate it when content creators call themselves interior designers, which I would never do. But there is a real talent to fabrics, paint colors, and it's something I want to lean into and actually ask for some help. I know my strengths, and I think we could be making better choices with this house. Now, Chad and I have come to clashes quite a few times about paint colours, especially in the sitting room. We both initially agreed that we hated the blue. We really didn't like the blue. It wasn't for us, the bubblegum blue from Paint and Paper Library. But then we chose a really bright sort of off-white, I think it actually was Old White by Fire and Ball, because we wanted to lean into that sort of relaxed, more neutral period house where the walls are sort of bland and the decoration in the room is the decoration that speaks for itself, basically. Didn't like that because it looked too grey. Then we moved to fawn. Fawn was a bit too beige, and then we landed on drab green, which was my suggestion from Edward Bulmer. However, I don't think Chad is mad for it, which is really annoying because I'm not saying I'm in love with it, but I think it's the nicest colour we've had in here so far, out of the three colours. But we're at a conundrum now because I keep mentioning this room conjoins with the kitchen, and we have a red kitchen. We love red kitchens, but I think the shade of red in the kitchen with this green is looking very festive. Now, I don't mind embracing festive paint combinations. I think red and green are naturally complementary colours. However, they do get conflated with Christmas and festive celebrations. So do we really want our house, the main two living areas of our house, to look like a Christmas photo shoot all the time? I don't really know. But then I also don't want to make the decision of the paint colour in the kitchen on a colour that we're not really that mad about in the sitting room. So this is where I'm at the moment. We have talked about getting a colour consultation, and I think it is something that we will benefit from because they are the experts. We were looking at Fire and Ball, Edward Bulmer. You can each pay like a couple of hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, however much you need to in terms of the space of your house. All of the experts that come to your house are trained in how colours react to different lights, if they're north facing, south facing. And whilst you can do all that research online, which I have done, sometimes I think people have a real knack for colour. I thought I did have a knack for colour, but it turns out I make quite a few mistakes when I'm choosing. I think I always end up there, but instead of wasting time, money, effort, I think it would be best to speak to someone in terms of colour consultations. So that is something I'm looking at currently. I'd be interested to see if any of you have actually received a colour consultation like that before, because I'd be interested to see your verdict, to see whether it's worth it. I think they are quite expensive. They're in the couple of £100 for a few hours of someone's time. So it is on the pricey side, but then I guess you do save money in terms of paint color, buying multiple different tins of paint. You should see under our staircase, we have 20 different tins. So let me know your thoughts down below. Which brand, which company? Obviously I've stuck with Edward Bomber for a while because they are natural paints and they lend themselves more to period properties because the paint lets the walls breathe, so on and so forth. So yeah, that's where my current conundrum is. But it's meant that, again, we're still paused on the kitchen painting decision. I know it's probably becoming quite annoying hearing me say that we're going to paint the kitchen, but this is just the reality of renovating. But yeah, I think it would be really beneficial to take the colour consultant around the whole house, get their thoughts on the different sort of types of room we have. Obviously in a basement, a lot less light gets into the rooms. So the room at the back, I'd be interested to see whether they are in agreement with me. Yellows, pinks maybe. But yeah, I'd be really interested to learn. And if it's something you'd want me to document, I'm more than happy to do so. It's a first for me, so I think it might be quite interesting to cover the colour consultation. But yeah, that's my thoughts on that. Other than that, this week has been really lovely. I actually turned 28 this week. Thank you all for your birthday wishes on Wednesday. I posted on my Instagram and so many of you wished me happy birthday, so thank you so much. That was very kind of you. But I had such a wonderful day. Chad actually completely surprised me. And if you know Chad, you'll know that Chad is not the best at keeping surprises. He's very good at organising, but surprises, he always likes to tell you early. So this is the first year in 7 years he's ever been able to fully surprise me. He actually said that we were going to go for dinner in the evening. So he packed a suit for me. Then we just popped in the car, we were gonna get changed after we went out because it was a really hot day. So we were gonna go to something at 3 o'clock, he told me. So I was assuming he had some form of theatre show. So we drove into London, and then by the time we got into central London, I recognised where we were. And he pulled into the Ritz, and I thought, okay, our dinner's here. So we're gonna park the car at the Ritz, walk around London, do some shopping, and then go for dinner at the Ritz and then go home. Little did I know that the whole plan was to actually book us in for a night at the Ritz. So Chad had organised a really wonderful room. I think he booked a suite, which was really wonderful. It's always been a dream of mine and Chad's to stay at the Ritz. And he thought that this would be a really fun opportunity to coincide it with my birthday, which I absolutely love. So thank you so much, Chad, for doing that. But yeah, we booked in to the Ritz for a night, had a lovely dinner, woke up for breakfast in bed, and then made our way home. And I think that's such a wonderful present because it's an experience that we both got to share together. But what I'll do now is start the video from where I started recording the other day when we went to the Ritz. So, I'm not sure where I'm going to be inserting this into the video, but tomorrow is my birthday. And Chad has organised a full day and not told me anything basically, so he's kept everything completely secret. So I'm very impressed that he's been able to keep this on the hush. But he basically put in on the sat-nav earlier to go somewhere in London, didn't show me the address where we're going, didn't tell me any of the details. I thought we were going to go and see a show, but it turns out he's actually booked a night at the Ritz, which is really wonderful. So we're staying here for one night, having dinner. We're going to go around London in a second, but we're having dinner, and then tomorrow morning we've got breakfast, and then we're going to explore a little bit, and we're going to act like tourists for a night, which should be really lovely. I've always wanted to stay at the Ritz, so this is a very lovely surprise. So thank you so much to Chad, if you can hear me, for this early birthday present. But as I mentioned, tomorrow is my birthday, so we've got a whole night to enjoy this really beautiful room. I'm going to take you on a tour now because it is beautiful. I think it was renovated around a month ago, so everything looks pristinely new. But let me spin you around and show you the room at the Ritz. So as you enter, this is the little porch entryway. The wallpaper in here is absolutely gorgeous. It's like an off salmon pink floral design. It's really beautiful. But this is, as you come in our door, you have a mini bar in here, coffee station, everything in here. I think she said the fridge, coffee, little crisps, nuts and some glasses, a nice little crockery, everything really beautiful in there. So that's our little mini bar station. And then as you come through into the room, I don't know if it comes across on camera, but it's so beautiful, very regal and really, really lovely. It's all, as I mentioned, completely redecorated around a month ago. We went into the garden earlier and that's just been done around a month ago as well. So I think we're probably one of the first people to stay in this room, or to probably show it on YouTube most likely. I don't know, I'll have to do a little tour on YouTube to see if that's if that's the case. But this is our walk-in wardrobe. You have nice little poles for your coats and stuff in here. Our drawers, safe in there. We're not going to put anything in there for tonight, as we're literally just down the road from our house. This is our like bags and suits, but we've got dinner booked later. It's not black tie, but you have to wear suit, tie, shirt, formal shoes. So we've got our 2 suits. I've got my linen suit and Chad's gonna wear his green linen suit, which should be really nice. We'll show you that later as well. And then as you spin back round, we've got a suite, by the way. I'm not sure if there's a name for the suite, but the view is incredible. So you get the view of the Shard. Oh, you can't go out there. I can try and squeeze out there later. Suck in. But down here, I believe is it Arlington Street? And then we're just off Piccadilly Street. So very, very central, in a really lovely area, but you can literally see the whole of London. And you've got all the nice little townhouses, mews houses across there. I will say, this bathroom is absolutely incredible. It's completely covered in marble. The bathtub panelled in this really beautiful white marble on the top and then wooden base. Again, view out to London. All of these curtains are electronically motorised as well. Oh look, you can see St Paul's Cathedral. Separate shower, separate toilet, marble. There's a little bench in there. They're really beautiful. And that's me. So that's the room tour completed. It's again a really beautiful room and I'm very, very surprised. I had no idea that we'd be coming here, and Chad cannot keep secrets for the life of him. So I am just in shock basically. But we're gonna go out now. I need to buy a tie because I actually have been sharing the same tie with Chad for the past couple of years and I have no ties in my arsenal. So I need to go out to, I think we're gonna go to Jermyn Street, find some ties. Chad needs a shirt because I ripped his the other day in the washing machine. Really boring, but we need to go and get something for tonight. And then we are gonna have dinner. I will show you the dinner when we go there. The Ritz has a 2 Michelin star restaurant. Again, I've never been, but it's meant to be lovely. So I will take you with us when we have some dinner, but I'm gonna leave you here and go shopping. So yes, as you can see, we had such a wonderful time. Thank you again to Chad for organising that. And I will say, if you are looking to book a night at the Ritz, just go for it. It's a very bougie, glamorous thing to do, but I think it's something that everyone should experience once in their life, basically. I used to work with someone who went with her husband every single year to celebrate their anniversary. They used to book a night at the Ritz and just enjoy it for an evening away from the children. And I think that's such a beautiful thing to do, to experience that. So I would highly recommend staying there. Fun fact, when we went, they had just opened the garden. And I don't think I got any videos of the garden. If I did, then I'll insert them now, but the garden was so, so beautiful. It had literally opened at the start of June. Really beautiful planting, lots of really pretty trees, and pretty much all of the tables in the garden in the Ritz were sort of in rooms of the beds. I don't know if that's very well explained, but as you walked through, each table had like a ring around it that felt like rooms for different tables of just really beautiful planting. There were foxgloves, roses, pretty much everything we'd have in the garden was at the Ritz. So if you can go just for a drink, I would highly recommend, but it was really, really lovely. I wanted to really quickly show you the new addition that you probably haven't spotted in this video. This is a drop leaf table. It's such a beautiful wood. It's in an amazing condition. Chad actually found it on eBay. So he was looking through eBay the other day, bought some side tables, and he came across this really wonderful antique. It is all functioning, all of the sides come out and they're supported by the wood at the bottom, and it even has all of the original sewing kits. Whoever the previous owner was, all of their sewing equipment is still left in there, so that was a funny surprise when we opened it the other day. We've kept it in there for now, but I might have to rehome it. Who knows, it might keep it in there just for charm, but this is such a beautiful piece. Chad found this, as I mentioned, on eBay. We've been trying to find some side tables that are more sort of suited to this space. At the moment, we're only using stools. So we wanted to get rid of the stools, find some nice side tables, and this is absolutely gorgeous. The cable for the lamp, I'm gonna have to try and tie in to the legs because you can see through the bottom. I'm gonna have to get some sort of cable ties just to tie it all up so you can't really see them. But I'm ever so happy with how this looks at the moment. And I think the light actually looks quite nice on it. We're going to keep this one here for the time being. We do keep moving them backwards, forwards, but that looks really beautiful to me. So let me know your thoughts down below. Other than that, I don't really think I've got anything else to tell you guys. This week has been quite relaxed because of the heat. So I hope you've enjoyed this week's video. I'm going to sign off here. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts about the colour consultation. Let me know down below. Companies, if you've had any experiences, I'd love to read through them and find out. But I'm going to do some more research now, sign off this video, get to editing, and I shall see you next week for another one. Have a lovely weekend, and I shall see you very soon.